Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat for Career Mode. I hope you're all having a great day. Today we go truck racing and Cup Series racing. In the truck series we go to Martinsville Speedway, and for the Cup Series we go to Dover Speedway. But first, obviously, we have the truck series race where we actually put real drivers in our truck series roster. So this time out we actually had Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the truck. Last time I think it was Jimmy Johnson we had, and now we got Dale Jr. Hopefully we can get like Jeff Gordon or something in our truck later on this season, or at some point very soon even. Now as we came to down into turns one, though, Dale didn't have the best qualifying effort here as he started just behind Matt Crafton in the number 88 as they went down this back straightaway on this first and opening lap here at the paperclip. But Dale was able to get to the inside here with no problem down into turns three on this opening lap, and he would move his way forwards as this race went on, making some aggressive moves, getting into some people, not afraid to use a bumper as he came through heading down this front straightaway. So in the early laps, like I said, he was just moving his way forwards on that inside line as the truck was really seeming to be playing into his advantage at this point in the race. But we came through a little bit later on, and he had made a move up the inside of the 20 truck, and once again he would take a position away from Spencer Boyd now as he came through down into turns one a little bit later. This is when the truck had started to fall off a bit for Dale. He would now get passed by the 46 of Raphael Lessard as he went down towards turns three, and this kind of turned into a bit of a trend here as he was just losing some ground as the rest of the race went on. He would at least hang on towards the end. He would actually get back closer to the 46 as he came through out of turn two. Now on the final lap at this point here in Martinsville, down the back straightaway for the final time down into turn three, Dale is actually going to give Lessard the bumper, but it's not going to be enough as he comes out of turns four. It's going to go wide and get to the outside wall, and he's going to come through to cross the line in P11 here at the paper clip. So definitely not the best finish for us here in Martinsville on the truck series. Stuart Friesen would pick up the victory, so Canadian driver still in victory lane, which is cool to see. There's you see the rest of the finishing order on your screen. But now it is time to go to Dover for us here in the Cup Series, a track that I enjoy a lot. I think we got one career win here so far in the Cup Series, and hopefully today we can make that too. So we come through getting ready now to go in to qualifying here in Dover. Usually we are able to put up a pretty decent lap. We usually qualify top 10 at Dover, so definitely have a lot of confidence here as we come through turns 1 and 2, sliding a little bit around. Got through turns 1 and 2 decently. Definitely could have made up some more time there if I could have gotten the car pinned down on the bottom. And as we come through turns 3 and turn 4, we get the car pinned down pretty well, and if we could have done that through turns 1 and 2, we would be set golden as we come through out of turns 4, crossing the line with a 23.0, and we actually go P2 here in Dover. So a great qualifying effort, and on the pole is actually going to be our teammate of Kurt Busch. So Chip Ganassi Racing will start on the front row.
This is Rick Allen, and today we're at Dover International Speedway for the running of the Gander RV 400. Also known as the Monster Mile, the banking here is so high, drivers often call it a roller coaster ride. Well, it's time to go for a ride. Let's send it trackside.
All right, thank you, Rick Allen. We're ready to go green here for the Gander RV 400 at Dover International Speedway. There you see Daniel Hemrick well prepared for this race. Eric Almirola likes this, so that's always good. But Denny Hamlin sent to the back of the field after an unapproved body modification during qualifying. So you'll be starting at the back as we get ready to start here in P2 on the front row, joined by our teammate of Kurt Busch, who is on pole looking for his first win of the season, as we got our first win just a few races ago now as the green flag is out, and we are underway here at the Monster Mile as we go down, making the stretch towards turns 1. Chase Elliott just behind myself, Kyle Busch just behind his brother of Kurt Busch in that third position as we exit turns 2, heading down this back straightaway for the first time here in Dover. Obviously don't want to be terribly aggressive as we go down into turn 3, just kind of letting Kurt have the position there as you come through the center of the corner. Keselowski already up into P4, Kyle Busch trying to take P2 away from me as we go down this front straightaway. Being on the outside lane, definitely a disadvantage to us, but I send it in deep into turns 1, hoping I can make something work. Unfortunately, couldn't quite make it happen, but we come through out of turns 4 on the same lap, approaching lap number 3. We actually slice to the inside of Kyle Busch as we go down into turns 1, and now we are going to be able to take the position back from Kyle and take over second place. Keselowski, he would move up into P3, and then as we came through out of turns 4 in lap 5, myself and Keselowski actually get together, nearly hitting the wall on the exit of turns 4. That drops us down a position to P3. We come through now on lap 6. Keselowski was making a move up the inside of Kurt Busch as he was going for the lead, but you see behind us now, we have issues for Martin Truex Jr., who was in the top 10 as he blows a right front tire, hits the wall on just lap 6. That will already bring out the first caution of the day. So we would line up in P3 just behind the Penske driver and champion of Brad Keselowski's. We are back underway here in Dover on lap 10 here in the first stage. Now, definitely showing some speed though in this 42 car. We were able to at least keep the 2 and the 1 within range of us. So definitely have some confidence in the car here today. And I think we actually might have a chance to get our second win of the season if we play our cards correctly. Now as we come through turn 3, Kurt Busch going to pin us down pretty hard. So we got to be careful on the exit of turn 4. Don't want to come together as we do get close to running into the side of our teammate at Kurt Busch as we go down into turns 1, though we would take over P2 and then quickly close in on Keselowski. We come through to the end of lap 12 now within about a car length or so of the Penske drivers. We go down into turns 1. Keselowski is going to go high. We're going to go to the bottom, and we are now going to take over the lead here in Dover and clear Keselowski on the exit of turns 2, and we would, like I said, take the lead and we would not look back from this point on as we go down into turn 3. Keselowski went back up to the middle. We drove away. We're about a second ahead almost now over second place of Keselowski on just lap 16. But as we come through the center of turns 1 and 2, there you see the 34 of Michael McDowell who goes spinning through the corner. And that's going to once again bring out a caution here in stage 1. So now we would have to get ready for another restart. This time we are in control of said restart now as Kurt Busch has actually fallen down the order quite a bit here since he lost the lead. Now as the green flag is back out, and once again we are underway here in Dover. 2 cautions already so far in this race. Jimmie Johnson lines up just behind us in P3. It's been a while since he's gone to victory lane since Auto Club last season in our career mode. He's only won 1 race in the first 3 seasons we have done so far in the Cup Series. So definitely want to see Jimmy become more competitive, and we've definitely seen that 48 team more competitive in this season of our career mode so far. And same for the 24 of William Byron. As we exit turns 4, Johnson would briefly move into the second position, but he would lose P2. So came through now on lap 24 of 29 in stage 1. We were driving away. We come through now to just 2 to go, approaching the final lap, hitting the wall here as we hit the white flag in stage 1. And you can see the fuel light has come on at this point. I was trying to make sure I just let off a little bit extra, save some fuel if possible as we exit turns 2. But knowing that the fuel is likely not going to be much of an issue as we have enough of a gap over Keselowski. Now almost a second and a half as we come through turns 3 and turn 4. Now the car actually starts sputtering. We are running out of fuel as we exit turns 4, but we're still going to come through to win this first stage here in Dover. So we ran out of fuel a little bit there at the end, but we're okay. Jimmie Johnson, P5. Kurt Busch rounds up the top 10 there in the first stage. So definitely a solid finish in the stage for us, obviously, with a playoff point added to our name. We would pay for 2 cans of fuel, 4 tires, and get ready to go green for stage 2 from P1. Brad Keselowski will join me on the front row. There was no position shakeup on the pit stop, surprisingly, between the stages. Now as we're ready to go green, we are once again underway. There you see Martin Truex Jr. actually on the pit lane. He DNF'd earlier in this race after blowing that right front tire, bringing out that first caution on the 6th lap of the race. As we clear Keselowski already down into turns 1, so we have a very good opportunity to possibly just drive away again here with the stage victory. That would certainly be the perfect scenario as we go down into turns 3. There you see Keselowski all the way up top, and his teammate of Joey Logano would come through to make the pass on Keselowski and take over P2. Jimmie Johnson up into P3, definitely seeing a lot of competitiveness out of the 48 of Jimmie Johnson here today in Dover. Obviously, this being one of his best tracks in real life. Now as we came through on lap 4 of the stage, we had been run down by Joey Logano. We come through now on lap 9 in the stage. Logano is actually able to stick with me. We were both just kind of driving away from the field as we came through on lap 10, though we would end up getting a caution as we go down into turn. So he could not find the actual replay for it, but it was created by Ryan Blaney. No one came to the pit lane, so we get once again right back into the action. Myself and Logano on the front row, and behind us we got Daniel Hemrick on that second row with Denny Hamlin on the outside as we go down into turns 1 and 2 on this restart. Once again, we know how fast this car is today here in Dover, definitely showing a lot of speed in the 42 car, just like obviously last time we went to Dover in real life, the 42 car did go to victory lane, so hopefully we can repeat that. Now as we came through on lap 14, still side by side with Logano, but we would clear him as we went down into turn 3. Then he would battle back to my right rear, but out of turn 4 we would clear him again and hold on to that front position about past past the halfway point of the stage now. The positions would shake up a little bit behind us again, and we would be leading though on lap 18 and 27 to come through to lap 22 now. Denny Hamlin in P2 with 5 to go in the stage just behind me. He's actually starting to slightly close in a little bit. Now as he came through on lap 25, and then we come through on the back straightaway of lap 25. The fuel light had now come on, so obviously a lot earlier than last time, knowing that this could be a bit of an issue now as we were approaching just 2 to go in the stage. We come through approaching the final lap in the stage. Hamlin even closer now as the white flag in the stage is out, and we're already running out of fuel here as we go down into turns 1. Hamlin though isn't having that problem. He's going to go by on the inside. We make contact, and now Hamlin is running out of fuel as well as we go down this back straightaway. Half a lap to go on the stage. Who's going to get here first? And Hamlin all of a sudden is stretching out the gap as we're just running out of fuel, and I have nothing for the 11, but now he's going to come to the pit lane as we come through turns 3 and 4, and we're going to take the lead. And there you see Kurt Busch behind us. Looks like he's out of fuel as well, but still has more speed as we exit turns 4. Kurt Busch, our teammate's going to go past, and now he is going to win the second stage, and we're going to come through here to finish in a disappointing P2 when we should have had the stage victory. And now we just got hit from behind by what looks like Ryan Blaney, who brought out a caution earlier now, as that was certainly one of the weirder stage endings we've had. We've run out of fuel at both of each stage so far. Stage 1 we ran out of fuel a lot later, and we ran out of fuel again. We would pit though and drop down to P14 because all those drivers that came to the pit lane there do not have to pit, as we're ready to go green here for the third and final stage. And all of a sudden now we are set quite a ways back here in P14. So can we fight our way back forwards? We won stage 1, got a playoff point. We should have won stage 2. Didn't quite go the way we wanted it. At least a Chip Ganassi Racing driver did win the stage though of Kurt Busch as we exit turns 2. So now knowing that we've got our work cut out for us, still though plenty of time to go. 38 laps to go, which is the same, not a lot of time at a track like Dover when it takes about 21 seconds or so to get around. But as we exit turns 4, nearly getting into the wall as we run P15, completing the first lap of this third and final stage. We're going to make it 4 wide up the middle as we go down through turns 1. Myself and Kurt Busch had the same idea. Unfortunately, we executed the same idea on the same corner and the same grouping, and now that completely messed us up, but we're still okay as we went down into turns 3. Bubba Wallace up my inside, Almo Roll on the outside. We're 3 wide up the middle as we exit turns 4. Don't want to get into the back of Ty Dillon as we nearly did, but we get to the outside of him. Still 3 wide up the middle on lap 65. 36 to go as we would clear them, and now start to run down this next group of cars. We would get to the outside of Tyler Reddick with 35 to go, as well as Ryan Newman, and we would work our way back inside the top 10. Denny Hamlin at this point was leading the way as he was close to winning stage 2 just behind us as we came through on lap 67, making a 3 wide move of the inside of our teammate of Kurt Busch and Eric Jones. We also get to the inside of the 21 of Paul Menard, and out of turns 4 we would be able to get side by side with him and drive past him. Move up to P7 as we came through now on lap 69. Nice, right behind the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. as we exit turns 4, trying to take over now P6 with 31 laps to go. Just showing how fast our car truly is though here today, and Dovers can see how fast we are as we exit turns 2. We're going to try and get to the inside now of Stenhouse, and we would pass him. We would run down now our former teammate Kevin Harvick on lap 71, look to the inside of him, and as we went down into turns 3, we would now make the pass on Harvick, and we were just continuing to quickly move our way forwards, now inside the top 5 at this point with less than 30 to go. We would run down Kyle Busch on lap 73 just a few laps later, out of turns 2, building up the run as we go down this back straightaway. Now we look to the inside of the JGR champion, the 2-time champion, as we go down into turn 3, and we would be able to make a pass on Kyle Busch. So now up into P4, just behind the 34 of Michael McDowell at this point, and we would quickly run down the 34 of Michael McDowell. We get to the inside of him, same process as the last 10 cars or so. We would just go to the inside, pass them. Now we're up inside the top 3, and then lap traffic started to become a factor, and lap traffic was my only chance at running down Denny Hamlin because he was very fast in this final stage, and without lap traffic there's no chance we're going to run down the 11 cars. We came through on lap 82, passing all the traffic. Logano would get held up pretty significantly, and that would allow me to hop on the opportunity to take P2 away from the Penske driver. Hamlin though has a clear track, at least a little bit of a clear track ahead of him, and that would allow him to stretch out the gap as we have actually the fuel icon come on. So now on lap 86, Logano, he comes to the pit lane, and we have to consider coming to the pit lane as well as we come to 14 to go at this point, deciding this is going to be the lap that we do pit, and likely Hamlin will as well come to the pit lane on this very lap. But now through turn 3, Matt Tifft goes spinning, collects William Byron and Ty Dillon, as well as the 51 of BJ McLeod. That brings out a caution with 14 to go, and now we're going to pit for 2 right side tires and fuel, and once again a bunch of cars that had just pitted were able to stay out and put us way behind now, as Joey Logano would lead the way for this restart. Jimmy Johnson back up the mix, and all of a sudden Kurt Busch up there in P3. Denny Hamlin, the leader, right here on my inside, is the outside, stacked up very hard going down into turns 1, and now everything's going wrong as we come through the center of the corner. Logano, like I said, leading the way, but once again we had finally worked our way back forwards, and then something goes wrong like that as we go down into turns 3, up the middle between Stenhouse and Eric Almirola as we come through the center of the corner, and obviously this restart not going the way we wanted it to either. Kyle Busch on my inside after contact with the 17 as we go down into turns 1, sending it in deep, trying to do what I can. Kurt Busch leading now at this point as he's still looking for win number 1 on the season. Out of turns 4 though, we had gotten back to the inside of Kyle Busch with 9 laps to go, and we're still not even in the top 10. Hamlin though, he was working his way through the field very quickly as we make quite a bit of contact with Daniel Hemrick. I didn't really care about Daniel Hemrick at this point. I just said, get out of my way, dude. And we come through now on lap 93. We pass Eric Jones. We pass Ryan Newman. Back into P8. Kurt Busch still leads. Hamlin, though, getting into the mix. But then he would start to fall off as we now pass Paul Menard for the 7th position. You can see Hamlin now with 6 laps to go, just barely in front of me as he is running P5 on the inside of Harvick. Jimmy Johnson up to 2nd place, still behind the leader of Kurt Busch. We would get to the inside of Harvick though. We would pass him, climb up to P5, try to now run down Denny Hamlin here with just a handful of laps to go, try to get P4 out of it if possible. We come through now to just 2 laps to go. Kurt Busch still leads over 2nd place now of Joey Logano. Jimmy Johnson falls off here in the final few laps as we exit turns 2, a lap and a half to go for Kurt Busch. He's just trying to make it to the white flag, and we want to do what we can to maybe beat Denny Hamlin as we come through the center of turns 3 and turns 4. He's going to look to the inside of Jimmy Johnson. We hit the apron, we're sideways, and we keep it out of the wall, thankfully, as we start the final lap here. And over the next flag will make this race official. Kurt Busch leads away through turns 1 and out of turns 2 as we're going to try and build up a run on the exit of the corner. The field light comes on as we nearly hit the wall. We're sideways on the exit of the corner. We hang on to it as we go down into turn 3. Logano to the top from P2, but Kurt Busch is where the eyes are on right now as we exit turns 3 and out of turns 4. We hit the apron, we slam into the 11 sideways. We both go, but we hang on as Kurt Busch wins here in Dover, and we come through to finish in the 5th position here at the Monster Mile. What a race that was. A very weird one again, kind of like Talladega, and we still get a top 5 out of it, so I can't complain. We're definitely showing a lot more consistency lately in our performance because the start of the season was extremely rough on us. Daniel Suarez DNF'd, so we didn't have to worry about him trying to wreck us here today in Dover, and we are now up to P3 in the points, so we're improving quite drastically. I'm very happy with that, and surprisingly we're in P3 after it was such a awful start to the season, so can't really complain right now. We got a playoff point here today in Dover. I really thought though we had a car capable of winning the race. We proved that, and you can just see strategy though doesn't always work out in our favor, and that's really what set us back. So as always though, if you guys enjoyed this episode, you know what to do. Next time we go to Kansas, 1.5 miles. Very excited for that one. Usually we aren't a threat to win, but I'm hoping that we can do something good there. As you see the points on your screen right now, Eric Almirola, the first driver out of the Cup Series playoffs. Paul Menard, the last one in. So I will see you guys though in the next one at Kansas. Thank you for watching, everybody, and have yourselves a great day.